I see something. All right, you might be able to hear us now, hopefully. Our stream is a little bit behind, so we'll be able to double check soon, but if you didn't hear us before, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. Sam Gelfand, the now multiple-time award-winning voice of the Red Rams, alongside my broadcast partners in crime, our producer Tyler Aitken and our camera person Piper Moscow, excuse me. Everything is frazzled just as the Red Rams gave up possession in the first snap of the entire game. Hornets already up 7-0, and now the Red Rams find themselves in a hole they need to compensate for. We think we should have audio back, which is good. As it seems there may be an injury on the field. Looks like we have the audio working now. As we do have an injury. Escorted off the field. It's number 65. That is Dom Chacon, the senior. He was just honored a little while ago on senior night here. Yet another run stuffed by the Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets, and now we can all take a deep breath, try to get back to normal, just as the Red Rams are going to have to once again as they start the first drive with an immediate fumble, touchdown surrendered, and now a 3-and-out. Well, they did get a first down while we were busy trying to work out the audio, apparently. McCall with the punt. Rolling all the way to the 20. Where it'll be spotted, the 20-yard line. Max McCall really has come in clutch as a punter for the Red Rams. An opportunity only afforded by this Fall 2 section. McCall, one of the top scorers for the JD soccer team. Only a few minutes into this game, and the Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets get the ball for the second time. They scored on the first time. We saw it a little earlier. 1st and 10 at the 20. Did we just lose the camera? Camera's gone. It seems to be one of those days, isn't it? All right, let's start playing with the settings. There it is. For some reason, the input got turned off. Might have hit this button. There we go. All right, we know what the issue is. 1st and 20, courtesy of a holding call on the Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets. The conditions are very wet out there today. Certainly contributing to that first play fumble and impeding play for the rest of this game, if I had to guess, as New Sereno will make up for all that missed yardage. Take another look at it. Jack New Sereno, the sole remaining all Section 3 member of the 2019 FM squad. 2nd and 1, a 19-yard carry by Nucerino, immediately making up the deficit. It seems the entire soccer team is in the comment section right now supporting Max McCall. And there's a breakaway. Forget it. Touchdown number 2. This time for Thomas Conley. Thomas Conley had previously run just short of the end zone on that first possession, stopped at the 3-yard line. This time he gets to take it to the house. 13-0, the Hornets up early. Once again, back to kick is Josh Bertrand. And it's good, 14-0. The Red Rams are in the hole. With 6:43 on the clock, they are down 14-0. For better or worse, it's not a situation they have not found themselves in before. Last game, they found themselves behind against Christian Brothers Academy. They lost that game 63-0. So at least they're doing better than that so far. I don't believe there's a mercy rule at this level, but if a team scored 63 points in one quarter, I think might want to think about implementing it. No, that was the final score, but if it happened already. Short kick. Wet conditions. And the Red Rams just have to fall on it. At the 37-yard line, they'll take over. Certainly have to imagine Max McCall would not have made a kick like that. So now here comes the real test for the Red Rams and Marcus Payne, the quarterback. Down 14-0 early in the game. Wet conditions. Kind of conditions that usually leave your wheels spinning. As the run from Nick DeCaney will only pick up a few yards. About 2nd and 6. The scorers will rule it. Payne with a man in motion. Quick pitch. And it's Caleb Smith. Makes it 3rd and 2. There is a hold on the Red Rams, though, and that's coming back. They're going to opt to repeat the 2nd down. So here's the handoff on the 2nd down. It's a fake. Payne with a lateral. Smith sheds a tackler. And the Red Rams will get about the same yardage on 3rd down as they had before. Third and 4, yeah, so despite the penalty, they just do it again and get back to the same place. It has not been the smoothest of starts for the Red Rams. Handoff up the middle. And the ball came loose. The Red Rams will maintain possession, though it was certainly contested. You see the referee wiping off the ball. It is damp out there. It doesn't necessarily come through on the camera, but the rain has been relentless today. Here's the punt from McCall. The Hornets jump on it for reasons as yet unexplained, which means that the Red Rams get it back. And once again, there's the conditions coming into play. The Hornets jump on it. It escapes their possession due to the slipperiness. And the Red Rams get it right back. That is about the best outcome they could have hoped for. So 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line for the Red Rams. Taken to the right side by Caleb Smith. And he is actually tackled by his opposite number, Daniel Comer, a defensive back. It is 2nd and 4 for the Red Rams now. Might be able to hear Mr. Goodson, our athletic director, on the PA today. 3:40 remaining in this hectic first quarter. Fake handoff by Payne. He's going to take it himself. He breaks through. How far can he go? Inside the 5, Marcus Payne running like a man on a mission. First down. Take a look at it one more time. Marcus Payne gets to about the 5-yard line. Payne, as we talked about in our first home game, an archetypical running quarterback. He really has wheels. .329 on the clock. Stands are coming alive. Smith in motion. Payne opts not to throw. He's quickly swarmed. Tries to fall on his back to get an extra yard or two. It's Ronan Ingersoll on the tackle. Ronan is a really cool first name. I just want to give him credit for that. Actually, the term for a samurai with no master in the Japanese tradition. Red Rams lined up in the split backs. Payne, once again, will try to take it himself, and he's going to get there. Marcus Payne with a touchdown. The Red Rams finally put some points on the board. We'll take another look at it. Payne takes it himself, sneaks just to the left. He makes it look easy. 14-6 as Ethan Weiss will line up for the extra point. Kick is blocked, and there goes Weiss's perfect record. So he's 2 for 3 on the season. It is 14-6. The Red Rams finally put some points up on the board. If you joined us for the first game against Auburn, you might have noticed that there were some audio issues coming in with about 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and we're just checking every once in a while to make sure that doesn't happen again. We appreciate you sticking with us as we're so excited to be bringing you this game here, live only on JDTV. The entire JD soccer team is in the comments right now, all hyping up Max McCall and his incredible kicking abilities. It's really great to see. Of course, we have the comment section up. Anything you say we can take a look at. If we like it, we might read it up on the air. As the low kick is returned by the Hornets. past the 40, trips and goes out of bounds around the 35 or so. It's a really interesting formation on the kick there. They attempted to catch them off guard. Little trick play. I suppose it's legal. No one was in front of the ball. Never seen that before for sure. But you know what? The Red Rams are 1-2 on the season right now. They've lost their last game 63-0. Why not try to mess around and see what else is in the playbook? And the inside run is stuffed. Take a look at both teams are 1-2 right now. Okay, so things are a little messed up with the switching between the two cameras. We'll get that sorted out in a little bit. It'll be 3rd down and long. 3rd and 8, according to the scorers. 1:45 left. Great to hear fans in the stands. Of course, doing everything as safely as possible here. All sorts of safety precautions we'll tell you about later today. Holcroft holds on to it, throws on the run. Hits his target perfectly. That's New Sereno. Around the 16, he's finally taken down. As mentioned before, Jack New Sereno, a 2019 All-Section 3 second-team selection. And he is the dominant weapon of the Hornets offense. He is their proverbial stinger. Holcroft hands it off. That's Conley. You know, the interesting thing is that New Sereno is listed as a running back, but they're really using him a little bit more like a tight end. He can run, he can catch, you know, whatever they need him to do, he's able to do it. As Thomas Conley, the sophomore, is coming and clutch up the middle for him. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Another handoff to Conley down the right side. And a persistent tackle by Brendan Koberger. That's grit and determination. That's the kind of stuff the coaches love to see. Holds on and keeps holding on. The Hornets look like they want to eat out the clock. They may want this to be the last play of the quarter as New Sereno taken out of bounds. That'll move the chains, but we won't see the results until the second quarter. It has been a bizarre first quarter, to say the least. The Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams surrender a touchdown on the first drive, courtesy of a first snap fumble. The Hornets respond with another touchdown, and the Red Rams finally put up some points of their own. It is 14-6 at the end of the first quarter. It's been a high-scoring and punchy quarter. It's been an exciting one for sure. We hope that it'll keep up for the rest of this game. Sam Gelfand here for the JDTV. Why don't we take a look at how these two teams did in 2019? In 2019, the Red Rams were 1-6, 4-4 were the Hornets. The Hornets scored about twice as many points per game, actually, than the Red Rams, 13.7 to 27.6. However, the key comes in points allowed, almost identical between these two teams, and the Red Rams actually had less. However, the Hornets passed slightly more, about 22% of the time compared to 15% of the time with the Red Rams. Much higher completion percentage, but here's the thing. The average pass yards, 14.5 for the Red Rams, 6.7 for the Hornets. So even though the Red Rams passed less and were less successful in doing so, they got more yards out of it. Let's try to fix that going black every time we switch. Just reach over. There we go. Quarter is underway, and the Hornets don't make much progress. Hopefully that should take care of that issue. As the second quarter now underway. Second down on the 4. The Hornets threatening to strike again. Hand off to Conley. Trips, falls, touchdown. Muzzled through, and it's 20-6. See the hurry-up offense of the Hornets. Quick handoff to Conley. Good effort from Jamison McLaughlin, but not enough to prevent the touchdown. Here's Bertrand for the extra point. And it's good, 21-6. It is bang, bang, bang. These two teams really enjoy getting to the end zone. So that's 2 quarters in a row that the Hornets have scored within the first minute and a half. The Red Rams already lined up and ready to get the kickoff, but it looks like the Hornets just want to take a little bit more time. And why not? They have a comfortable 2-touchdown lead. So I was reaching to look at our comments section and accidentally changed the input on our monitor. Because why should anything be going smoothly right now? There we go, it's back up. The internet in the press box didn't even start working till about 3 minutes before game time. Kickoff picked up by Smith. And he'll fight to about the 35. That's from the internet, not from the thing. We're good. We appreciate all of you sticking around here on JDTV as we figure out why everything is going wrong today. With 11-16, the Red Rams take over, and Marcus Payne still with the split backs. Hand off to DeCaney, who moves right. The Hornets aware of it, though. It's 2nd and 8. 2nd and 9, according to the scores. We're all just estimating here. Payne with the man in motion. Quick handoff is faked. Pitch now. And that's Carter King with a carry worthy of getting all the way to the 44. That'll move the chains. Carter King with a first down. 5'10", 225. You can see he brings the physicality that isn't quite as present in the other options at running back, tight ends, and whatnot. King in motion, but they go up the middle to DeCaney for a gain of about 2. We have someone cheering for the Red Rams all the way from Atlanta. Great to see Red Rams and Red Rams fans all around the United States and elsewhere. If there's any international Red Rams here tonight, let us know. Quick pitch to Smith. Swings around right. And despite 2 men on the tackle, they'll pick up a couple more yards, inching closer to the 50-yard line. It really has been a dreary day, but it looks like, well, the rain is letting up just a little bit, and the teams are figuring out a little bit more how to handle it. Both are going to be important factors as this game rolls on, because it's not going to get much drier out there. 3rd and 5 on the 49. Payne throws on the run, overshoots to Caney. Take one more look at it. Smith in motion to throw him off, rolls to his left, sees DeCaney with 2 men on him. DeCaney gets in front, but the throw's even further in front. So it's 4th and 5 on the 49, and Max McCall back out to punt. You put up the penalty. The punt will roll to the 20. Stop by the Red Rams. And the Hornets will have 8:50 to work with in the first half as they get the ball back. A familiar refrain already. It is 21-6 here in DeWitt. The Hornets really coming out swinging out of these huddles. There's a handoff to Conley, left side. Short of the first down by the looks of things. Yep, they're going to rule that a 2nd and 4 or 5. If you think it's chaotic down on the field, you should hear what it's like up in the press box right now. So we have a timeout taken, I believe, by Fayetteville-Manlius. Don't quote me on that. But we'll take one off of their thing on the scoreboard anyway. .38 on the clock. 21-6, the Hornets currently lead. The Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets, not traditionally a football school, but they are ranked number 5 in Section 3 Class A right now. This is their first year down in Class A. Previously in Class AA, there was a reclassification. So we'll take a look at their team profile a little bit later once the ball's not in play. Reclassification by the NYSPHSAA. Now, Nusarino is stopped, but not before he gets a first down. You know, the rivalry between JD and FM, not quite as prominent as the one between JD and East Syracuse Manila, but it certainly does exist. 2 of the best, absolute best athletic programs in New York State, much less upstate New York. Happen to be right next to each other. Hand off to Nusarino. And he is taken back behind the line. They're going to call it 2nd and 10, though. They'll be generous. We have 2 people from Atlanta here. Great to see all of you guys being active in the comments as Conley will take it to the 41.
Third and 6 for the Hornets. On their own 36-yard line.
3rd and 6. Now the Hornets are going to slow it down a little bit. And what a surprise, Conley is able to break free, get it to the 45. Another first down for the Hornets, who have continued to float like butterflies and sting like bees all throughout this game. They have 4 first downs so far tonight, 3 for the Red Rams. How about that live stat tracking, courtesy of the patented JD TV info bar? There is no patent. We should file one. Nucerino tries to eke out a yard. This game's been working fast, though. For all of its chaos, it has been going pretty quickly so far. Then again, both of these teams with running-based attacks. As long as you don't step out of bounds, that clock keeps running. Holcraft throws a bullet to no one in particular. Looked like it was intended for Jacob Wing. We'll take another look at it. Great form, but the accuracy is a little bit off. If you take a science class at some point, you'll probably learn the difference between precision and accuracy. It's a very precise pass. It went exactly where he wanted it to. Just wasn't accurate where he wanted it to be. Wasn't where it needed to be. Holcraft fakes a handoff, going for a throw again. This time a short one, and this time it's complete. Breaks a tackler, breaks 2. That's Nucerino, finds his way around the 30. He's going all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Hornets. Nucerino with some fancy footwork. Don't know if it's the cleats or just raw natural skill. Either way, it's 27-6. Another kick is successful for the Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets. It is 28-6. And this time we'll take a look at their profile. They are the number 5 team in Section 3 Class A right now, according to Syracuse.com. Out of their 3 games so far, the average score is 35-31, them coming up on the losing end. They have a great emphasis on defense as their head coach, Dan Sullivan, actually spent 12 years in 7 different NCAA coaching positions, mostly as a defensive coordinator, defensive assistant. In 2019 to 2020, they were the All-CNY Athletic Program of the Year. Jamesville-DeWitt, of course, was number 2 and took it the previous year. Like we mentioned, there's a little bit of friction from that. Not quite a rivalry, but both teams have eyes on each other. Another squib. Fallen on it. Probably the wise move. So it was recovered by 81. There isn't an 81 on our roster. Of course not. Payne of the handoff. This time it's a quick pitch. And it's King once again. King takes it to the 45. No, excuse me, that is Ryan Cluis. Throw up the graphic, why don't you? There we go. There it is. Get used to it. You're going to be seeing that a lot tonight. I'm on my own here. Up the middle. Fights to Caney. Gets to the 49 about. and gets the first down. Nick DeCaney has been the go-to inside runner for the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams all season. He does excel in that position. Last year he averaged 4 yards a carry, but that's 4 yards a carry almost always up the middle. He can really fight for those extra yards. As he attempts to do so again, although it was Marcus Payne who decided to hold on to it, and the Hornets were wise. You know, if they were less kind, you could have called that a horse collar. That's Coach Dan Sullivan getting fired up for the Hornets. Once again, 12 years of NCAA Division III experience. Payne takes it himself to the right. Gets to the opposite 45. The Red Rams in opposing yardage now. They're going to call it 3rd and 5 on the opposing 46. 3:15 left in the second quarter. Payne of the split backs. Handoff up the middle, only gets a couple of yards. DeCaney with the extension. At 6'2", 185, he's able to get those arms out. 4th and 4. It looks like Payne's getting sent out. They want to go for it. The Red Rams are going to go for it on 4th down. Sorry, comment section. Max McCall is going to have to wait. Wonder how he'd do as a quarterback, though. Someone decided to call timeout. Believe it was JD. It was FM. FM called the timeout according to the coaches in the press box. Perhaps perturbed by the fact that the clock was winding out. Wanted to reserve a little bit of time to give themselves a little bit more cushion if needed before the second quarter is over. I wish that was our camera down there. As we have this moment, once again, we do thank all of you for tuning in here today. This is the second and final home game of the season in this, of course, pandemic-shortened season. In just 2 weeks, we're going to be back here with lacrosse and baseball. Boys and girls lacrosse will be hosting here on JDTV. Very excited to have that back. Going for it on 4th down. It's Caleb Smith, and he gets it. Caleb Smith sends the chains a little bit further. Able to find a hole. And even after he gets met by a defender, he still pushes for another yard. 1st and 10 for the Red Rams. Payne of the split backs again. He's going to take it himself to the right. That's almost another 1st down. Going to call it a gain of 9. Gain of 8, according to the referees. All I can do is guesstimate. 1:45 on the clock. The Red Rams finally finding some footing. Now in the shotgun. Fake handoff to DeCaney, and Payne is tackled for a big, big loss. A massive sack for Jack Nucerino. Excuse me, Ronan Ingersoll. Third and 10 after gaining 8 yards on the first play. Only a minute left to work with in the first half. Red Rams really got to be doing something with this. Bad snap. Heads up play by DeCaney to prevent a turnover. But it's 4th and 16. And another timeout is taken. This time by FM again. That's all 3 timeouts burned. FM wants to put an exclamation point on this before they head into the second half. FM, of course, already up by, 3 touchdowns if I'm doing the mental math correctly? But they want more. You can't blame head coach Dan Sullivan for wanting a little bit more cushion. After all, they have given up an average of 35 points a game all season. So with 46 seconds on the clock, according to the in-stadium scoreboard, it is 4th and 16 for the Red Rams. McCall back to punt. Short snap. McCall is able to handle it, though, and get it off in time. This time letting it roll to the 11. 34 seconds. The Hornets will take over. The Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets have come out swinging in this game, and they are not content to stop anytime soon. Holcraft with a handoff to Nucerino. We'll get a few. Ten seconds left in the second half. Quick handoff. And that should do it for the first half. The Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets currently leading 28-6 over the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. Both teams showing signs of life. However, only one has scored 28 points. That's the way football works. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with the start of the second half. Sam Gelfand here on JDTV. Thank you so very much for joining us here live on YouTube. We will see you right back with the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. Sam Gelfand, the multi-time award-winning voice of the Red Rams. I'm going to be pushing that for a little while. You know, if I earned it, I might as well flaunt it. As the Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets are currently leading over the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams 28-6. Let's take a quick look at the standings of Section 3 football right now, right before the second half gets underway. Oh, it moved. Oh boy, we had it up on the computer. It's right underneath that. There we go. Around the league. Currently a three-way tie for first place between Auburn, Indian River, and Whitesboro, with records of 3-0 apiece. ESM has 2-0, so they're in fourth. Fifth place is Christian Brothers Academy with a record of 2-2. Tied for sixth place is Fayetteville-Manlius and Jamesville-DeWitt, who we're seeing right now with records of 1-2 apiece. Carthage, surprisingly, in eighth with 101. And in the cellar is Central Square and Fulton, yet to win a game this season. Looks like we're almost ready to get the second half underway. The windows open back up here in the press box, the camera's adjusted, and the teams are coming out. It was a hectic first half, to say the least. First play of the first half, the first snap is immediately botched by the Red Rams, and within a couple of plays taken back for a touchdown by the Hornets. Hornets scored a few more times. The Red Rams put up one, which already means that this is a better game than the last one. And it looks like Max McCall will have the privilege of kicking off for the second half. In case you missed it at the beginning, I'm Sam Gelfand, joined by my producer Tyler Aitken and our camera operator Piper Moscow. And the second half is underway. McCall with a great kick down to the 15. And here's the run from Connor Aspinall. Takes it all the way to the 50-yard line. There is a flag. There is a flag on the field. We'll see what that is. But a big return all the way to the 49-yard line. We'll see if it comes back, though. Looking like it's a hold on the Hornets. It's going to be a first down. Let's see where they spot it. All the way to the 34. Full 15 yards. We don't have a Sam knows football graphic. Only a Sam does not know football graphic. It's implied that I should know it because I should. This is my job. As there's a handoff from Holcraft to Conley. Gets a couple of yards. Not going to make up for that penalty, though. Second and 7. Another handoff by Holcraft. But the Red Rams are having none of that. Third and 5. See Caleb Smith and Marcus Payne in the backfield. That's Brennan Koberger, Nick DeCaney. All the offensive stars are coming out to play. And that slight shaking you see is because these bleachers are getting pounded on by the fans here in attendance. There's a handoff to Conley. And that's Nick DeCaney with some heads-up defense. Our favorite player here at JDTV, as he is a member of JDTV when football is not going on. First and 10 on the 45. And at the announcement of the first down, the fans immediately quiet down. 4-3 defense employed by the Red Rams. Handoff to Conley. Taken down in the backfield. Credit to 51 Mo El Hindi, the senior. Look at El Hindi come out like a rocket. El Hindi, 5'11", 205, also a member of the wrestling squad. Probably explains the great leg trip and takedown. Holcraft sends a man. Play action. Fires a bullet. It's going to take multiple men to stop Ethan Powell. There's a flag on the field. The sideline has been warned for FM, perhaps getting a little too rowdy. You know, it can be hard as a player, you get fired up. Especially big plays like that one from Ethan Powell. Gets you excited. Got to be reined in sometimes. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Handoff to Conley up the middle. Fights for about 3. El Hindi with another tackle. I'd like to tell you how many he has on the season so far, but guess what? Neither JD or FM keep stats that are publicly available. Naming and shaming. Naming and shaming. And it's DeCaney who takes down Powell. Red Rams defense coming alive in this drive. Finding new ways to stop the running attack. DeCaney penetrates that offensive line, found a hole. And you know, it's not really the brute power of JD that's doing it right now, but it's the speed. We talked about it in the last home game. The Red Rams football squad hosts a large number of track athletes. Holcraft will take it himself past the line of scrimmage. Finally runs into some trouble around the 20-yard line. McLaughlin is the one who takes him down. That's a run of about 18. You know, the Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets really have this innate ability to suck the air out of JD's lungs every time they get something going. They find a big play to break up the momentum. Red Rams can't maintain that momentum for too long tonight. Hand off to New Sereno. Excuse me, that is Jasop Porzuchek. Porzuchek, the junior running back. Makes it 2nd and 5 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. This time New Sereno takes it. It is 3rd and 2. Holcraft at the snap. Hand off to Conley. Conley spins into the end zone. There's a flag, though. We'll see what it is. Might have been a hold. No flag on the play. It's a touchdown. Looks like the referee may have mistaken the tackle in the end zone for a hold, But there was no hold, there was no flag on the play. It is 34-6 pending this extra point. Great attempt to block it, but it didn't work out. As 35-6. Can we take a look at the touchdown one more time? Thank you, Tyler, as we see Conley cut to his right. Yeah, it looks like the tackle by Caleb Smith, the referee might have thought there was a hold there, but there did not end up being one. You can see some of the disappointment on the faces of the JD coaches as they find themselves further and further behind. For better or worse, it's not a situation they haven't found themselves in before. But that doesn't make it any easier to climb out of it. It'll be Joshua Bertrand back for the kickoff. For all the rain that has fallen today, there has not been much wind, which is uncharacteristic of the Syracuse area. Bertrand to the line drive. Attempt to pick it up, bobbled. And now it's going to be Santos who cuts across. Dante Santos breaks a tackle. You know, just 5'6", 140 pounds. Doesn't have too much size, but he uses every inch and pound he has to his advantage. The Red Rams will take it on the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. We have not seen Cade Caton yet in this game. It's just been Marcus Payne at quarterback. And Nick DeCaney finds the light at the end of the tunnel for a first down. Our favorite player. Sorry, Max McCall. Up to the 33, a 13-yard run from Nick DeCaney. Take one more look at it. Splits the defenders like the Red Sea. Payne with another handoff up the middle, this time to less success. You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing twice and expecting different results. They expected the same results doing the same thing twice, but they got different ones. That's the nature of football for you. 2nd and 9 on the 34-yard line. Payne sent it to Caleb Smith. Smith taken down at the knees. Rapid tackle by Jacob Wing. 3rd and 4 on the 39. Under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Smith, as usual, in motion, hand up the middle. DeCaney fights for it. That ball was not in play when the Hornets picked it up. Though good effort. So it'll stay at the 39. 4th and 4. And they're sending McCall out. They're opting to punt it away here. McCall with yet another excellent punt, although this bounce not quite as good as the other ones. Still at the 40-yard line. The Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets will take over with a comfortable lead, 35-6. A 29-point lead for the Hornets right now, with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The Hornets, in their first season under the command of Dan Sullivan, Former head coach Paul Mensch retired after 17 seasons in 2019 as Conley cuts to his left, back, right, and gets about 3 yards.
Ball empty. And number 1, Jamesville-DeWitt.
18 seconds left on the play clock for the Hornets. Holcraft with the handoff to Conley. Breaks free. Gets the first down. Won't get too much more than that. Sent out of bounds.
Tackled by number 26, sophomore Dante Santos.
Got the end of it there. 3:05 on the clock. This time it's New Sereno who gets another first down. Well, actually, yeah, they're going to give it to him. It was close, though. Got about 10 yards. 1st and 10 now. On the 37. The Hornets, for much of this game, have been slowly chipping away, and it's been working. Hand off to Conley. Met by Koberger. And assisted by a couple of others, specifically Carter King. In the eye. Another handoff by the Hornets.
32, Sereno on the carry.
New Sereno just gets a few more yards. 1:40 left in the third quarter, and the pace and momentum of this game is slowed all the way down. The Hornets, of course, aware they do have a 29-point lead. So chances are probably not going to see any air attacks from them, at least not while they've got a 3rd and 1 just from running. They can afford to wind out the clock as they give it to New Sereno. And he gets all the way to the 20. He's going to get way more than the 1 yard they needed. Holcraft to New Sereno, who will get about 6 yards. It is interesting with these first downs. The referees want to keep the pace of this game going. They're not letting the clock sit for very long. There's 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Holcraft decides he's going to wind it out, so this will be the last play of the quarter. Realizing he's got enough time, 4 seconds. Is he going to take the snap? No. Yeah, technically, that could be delay of game, as it just barely beat the time, the play clock, but they're not going to call it. They're going to call it the end of the third quarter. And at the end of the third quarter, it is 35-6. The Red Rams in dire straits right now. Things not looking too good for the Red Rams, but looking better than it has in their past few games, honestly. Better than Auburn, better than CBA. You know, today is actually National Librarian Day. If you happen to know a librarian, this is the day to give him a shout-out. Working hard, especially. You know what I love about libraries? Is it's one of the few places you can go that's a public space and you can just be there. Not expected to buy anything in order to stay there. You can just hang out. Libraries are great spaces. It's also wear pajamas to work day, which we did not do here. At least I didn't. Don't think anyone in the booth did. It's also the birthday of the most hated man in New York, Bill Belichick, as well as a man who is very much loved in New York for a little bit, Jonathan Vilma, former linebacker for the New York Jets and the New Orleans Saints, as well as Aitken. And just in case you were curious, it is not the 4th of July. The fourth quarter about to begin here in DeWitt. Sam Gelfand here for JDTV. Really amazing we only had to put up the Sam Doesn't Know football graphic once. Don't worry, it'll be coming back for lacrosse season, though it'll be Sam Doesn't Know lacrosse. It'd be really weird if we used Sam Doesn't Know football for lacrosse. Holcraft takes it himself under pressure, has to throw it away. Too short of his intended target, Alex DePoy. Third and 5 on the 15. It's the most exciting action we've gotten in a quarter. Another handoff to New Sereno. Takes 3 men to bring him down. And it's yet another first down. Well within the red zone this time. It is 1st and goal. The Hornets narrowly lost their last game against Elmira, 34-28. Their one win this season came against CBA, actually. They won with a dramatic 2-point conversion in the very last play of the game, 34-33. Decided to go for it, and it played off, just barely avoiding delay of game as there's the shovel. And taken behind the lines. Let's take another look at that great defensive effort by the Red Rams. Caleb Smith meeting them there. Good effort by Alex DePoy, but not enough. Second and goal, though it's back to the 11. Pass from Holcraft finds a man. Met immediately by Koberger, but New Sereno employing some skill to bring it down. The Hornets, with the end zone in sight, are getting a little bit more aggressive. Even though they don't really need the extra points, they'd sure like them. You know, the fonts of the numbers on the helmets don't match up with the fonts on the jerseys. Bad snap, fumbled. And it's anyone's ball. Let's see who they give it to. Red Rams ball. Bad snap, bobbled by Holcraft. It is Mo El-Hindi who brought the pressure and got his hands on the ball. The Red Rams finally with a spark. 9:48 left in the game. Marcus Payne in quarterback. Man in motion, quick handoff. No, he's going to take it himself, enough that he even fooled the camera. Called a first down. Marcus Payne makes it 1st and 10 on the 34. With 9.5 minutes left. They're going to say he did not go out of bounds, so the clock did not stop. Split backs. Payne will take it himself once again. This time the Hornets wary. Only 1 yard picked up on the play. You know, the FM Hornets actually have not had a sectional championship since 2001. But the Red Rams have not since 1997. So neither of these teams have picked up a sectional title since any of these players on the field have been alive. It's kind of scary to think about. Payne nearly bobbles it, so he has to shovel it off to Smith. Smith, though, has wheels. And he takes it to about the 43. Making lemonade out of lemons there. 8:15 remaining in the game. 3rd and 1 for the Red Rams. Encroachment. Plain as day. That'll secure another Red Rams 1st down. 1st and 10, moving it all the way up to the 48. How many 1st downs does each team have, Tyler, the producer? 12 for FM, 9 for JD so far. So it's really, in terms of offensive progress, it's been more evenly matched than you might think, as Caleb Smith makes some offensive progress of his own and secures another 1st down, make that 10 for the Red Rams tonight. Caleb Smith runs indoor and outdoor track as well, and he's really putting that skill to good use. Also an Eagle Scout. Not an easy accomplishment, for sure. Flag on the field. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Hornets. And that will move the chains quite a bit. You never want to see an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but the Red Rams will welcome the help. Taken down to the 25, they're that close to the red zone. Though technically for the Red Rams, the entire field is the red zone, I'd think. The clock has stopped. Conversations between Dan Sullivan, the FM coach, and the referee, and there's a flag thrown. Sullivan being held back by his assistants. That was a foul word. Another unsportsmanlike conduct call, courtesy of FM head coach Dan Sullivan. The second one in a row, and they're still talking to him on the sidelines. All the way down to the 11-yard line, courtesy of foul language from Dan Sullivan. It's not something you see every day, and frankly amazing that he's still in this game. Handed off and no progress made by the Red Rams. It's one thing to get to the red zone, it's another thing to do something with it. But when was the last time you saw that? 2 straight unsportsmanlike conduct penalties from a head coach, leading to a gain of about 40 yards. And it looks like number 66, Owen Fleet, feels like he might have gotten rocked. He was pointing to his helmet. So the athletic trainer Dave Schultz is going to take a look at him. While we're looking at this injury timeout right now, we might as well take a moment to talk about some of the safety precautions we're observing here at Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School. Masks are on for everyone on the field. Benches are extended. No hugs, high fives, or handshakes are allowed. Everyone's temperature must be checked before they're allowed on the field. Stands limited to 50% capacity. 2 passes per player. You don't have a pass, you can't get in, although with the wet conditions, a little less than that's here today anyway. Only teams that test will play games against JD. Must be testing every single week. Payne takes it himself. Not quite green pastures, but just enough. 3rd and 1 now on the 4-yard line. The sun has set. The lights are on. It is Friday night lights. Who would have thought we'd be getting it in April? But this is Americana at its best. Maybe a little bit better if the game was a little closer. Payne with the man in motion. Pushing up, they'll get the first down, not the touchdown. But Payne secures another first down for the Red Rams. They're going to spot it on the 1-yard line. That clock continuing to tick down, though. Might not be enough for a full comeback, but the Red Rams could at least put some points on the board, and, you know, that moral victory is certainly worth its weight in experience. Attempting a quarterback sneak. Touchdown! Marcus Payne with a touchdown for the Red Rams. It is 35-12. One more look. Weiss with a blocked kick. So 35-12, the score will remain. But what an emotional moment for Marcus Payne, his final home game as a senior for Jamesville-DeWitt High School. And we'll see it one more time. His second season as the quarterback of the Red Rams. A special moment for a special player who's going to go on to Washington and Lee University. The 2019 All Section 3 second team selection. You know, that's one of the bittersweet things about this shortened season is the Red Rams only get 2 home games in this 5-game season, and you don't have as many opportunities to do the things you'd like to do. So with 4:49 left in the game, the Red Rams will kick off. It's Max McCall. I enjoy how casual he is calling for the kickoff. He knows what he's got to do, and he knows he's going to do it well. It rolls all the way to the 5. decent return by Alex DePoy. But the highlight really is McCall's kick, joking aside. That is the benefit of having all these soccer players able to play football for the first time thanks to the delayed football season. Is the kickers and punters for every single one of these teams have suddenly increased drastically in quality. New Sereno takes the handoff, but doesn't get anywhere with it. You know what's curious? The Fayetteville-Manlius uniforms, despite being the Hornets, do not mention or show a Hornet anywhere on the uniform. It says Pride on the helmet, FM Pride, which would make sense if they were the FM Lions, but they're not. Hand off to Conley. Conley looks a little bit shaken up on the ground there. Oh, yeah. He's going to have to go to the sidelines, and that's a big weapon that FM will lose for the last 4 minutes of this game. And the referee's restarting that clock almost immediately. They must have dinner plans. If you have dinner plans, please let us know in the comments. We're still looking at them. Might give us some ideas here in the box. Holcraft hands off to New Sereno, who dives through. Or excuse me, that is Porzacek. McLaughlin with the stop. 3:15 left in the game. The Red Rams have scored more points than any game this season so far. They average only 5.7 per game. 31.3 averaged by the Hornets. Their previous high, the Red Rams, was 10 points scored in the first game against Fulton. Little scrum on the ground. Seemed there were some words exchanged between El Hindi and New Sereno, as New Sereno wouldn't let El Hindi get up off the ground. Honestly surprised there wasn't another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called there. 2nd and 5. As these teams are equal in first downs with 13 apiece. Make it 14 for the FM Hornets. Courtesy of New Sereno. I'm not sure what our athletic director, John Goodson, just said. Or what he did, quite frankly. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. 1:45 left in the game. Holcraft takes it himself, shakes a defender past the 50-yard line, meets some resistance, falls down at the 45. You know, there's a good opportunity there for, I believe that was Dante Santos. No, excuse me, that was 24. That's Jake Ogata. Ogata had an opportunity, but he could not make contact with Holcraft. 1 minute remains in the game. 1st and 10 on the 45. But FM's going to keep going for it. Sent New Sereno So it's 2nd and 1. But you have to wonder why FM's just not taking the knee. I hate to question the sportsmanship. But there's 25 seconds remaining. They have this game in the bag. And yet they're continuing to try to put up offensive numbers. And they go for it again. Porzicek will get the final handoff. And they were thinking about going for yet another. Talking to from the referee, and before anything gets out of hand, that's going to be the game. Though the referee's not a fan of Holcraft's sportsmanship. Now Sullivan has to pull Holcraft as well as Caden Mann away from the referees. Oh, I forgot to change that to Hornets. Well, that is chaotic and confusing of an end as warrants this game. And now the Hornets wave goodbye to the Red Rams as they walk off the field. A contemptible lack of sportsmanship displayed by the Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets as they take the game 35-12 and attempt to add insult to injury. It's a shame to see a Section 3 contest end like that after those two unsportsmanlike conduct penalties incurred by head coach Dan Sullivan. You have to imagine at the section office may be having words with Fayetteville-Manlius after this game. Not the end we would have liked to see for win-wise or pure sportsmanship's sake. But it's the end we get, and we thank you for sticking with us all game. Sam Gelfand here for JDTV on behalf of the rest of our broadcast crew here, Tyler Aitken and Piper Moscow. Thank you so very much for joining us live on YouTube. On behalf of everyone here at the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School and Section 3 Athletics, have a very good night, wherever you may be.